This is the Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600, and it exists at a very deliberate moment in luxury automotive history. While the industry races toward electrification, digital minimalism, and performance statistics, Mercedes is refining something different: traditional opulence. Not reinventing it, not apologizing for it, perfecting it. Most brands are trying to redefine luxury. Maybach is doubling down on it, and that raises a real question. In a market filled with performance SUVs like the BMW X7, design icons like the Range Rover, and ultra-exclusive statements like the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, where exactly does the Maybach GLS position itself? Is it simply a dressed-up GLS? Or is it something fundamentally different? Over the past several weeks, I analyzed ownership data, long-term depreciation trends, dealership allocation patterns across major U.S. cities, and direct competitor pricing structures. Because the Maybach GLS isn't purchased casually. It's chosen intentionally. In the next several minutes, we're breaking down what truly separates the Maybach GLS from every other full-size luxury SUV. We'll examine exterior philosophy, rear seat architecture, ride engineering, powertrain refinement, technology integration, and the financial implications of owning one. By the end, you'll understand whether this SUV justifies its six-figure positioning or simply relies on heritage. Let's start outside. Imagine pulling into a private hotel entrance in Manhattan. A standard GLS is already there. A BMW X7 waits behind it. Then the Maybach arrives. It doesn't compete for attention. It assumes it. The vertical chrome grille isn't subtle. It's architectural. The Maybach emblem sits proudly above it, signaling distinction without explanation. The available two-tone paint finish, often reserved for ultra-luxury sedans, immediately separates it from mainstream SUVs. At over 205 inches long and nearly 80 inches wide, the proportions remain commanding. But unlike aggressive performance SUVs, the Maybach doesn't rely on sharp angles or oversized vents. The surfaces are clean. The lines are elegant. Chrome detailing is deliberate, not excessive. And then there are the wheels: 22-inch standard, 23-inch optional, turbine-inspired, intricate, unmistakably Maybach. Where the BMW X7 leans athletic and the Range Rover leans minimalist, the Maybach GLS leans ceremonial. Open the rear door and you understand the point, because this vehicle is not engineered around the driver first. It's engineered around the passenger. The executive rear seating package transforms the second row into two individual thrones. They recline deeply. They heat, ventilate, and massage. They include calf support extensions. Between them sits a fixed center console with folding tables, wireless charging, and optional refrigerated storage with silver champagne flutes. This isn't marketing language. It's configuration reality. Rear legroom exceeds 43 inches. The seats adjust electronically with memory settings. Window shades deploy at the press of a button. Ambient lighting flows across stitched Nappa leather surfaces and open-pore wood trim. In many luxury SUVs, the third row feels symbolic. In the Maybach GLS, you can delete it entirely, because this vehicle assumes most owners will prioritize executive comfort over maximum capacity. The philosophy is clear: fewer passengers, higher comfort. Up front, the cabin architecture mirrors the standard GLS but elevates materials. Dual 12.3-inch displays operate through the latest MBUX interface with voice control and augmented navigation. Unlike fully minimalist EV cabins, physical climate controls remain. Buttons haven't disappeared. That balance matters. Technology enhances the experience. It doesn't dominate it. Under the hood sits a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. Output stands at 550 horsepower and 538 lb-ft of torque. 0 to 60 arrives in under 5 seconds, remarkable for a vehicle weighing over 6,000 pounds. But performance metrics aren't the story. Refinement is. Acceleration feels immediate yet muted. The 9-speed automatic transmission shifts without drama. Cabin isolation suppresses engine noise unless you deliberately request it. Even at highway speeds, conversation in the rear seats requires no raised voices. Then there's the suspension. The active body control scans the road surface and adjusts each wheel independently. It reduces body roll in corners and absorbs surface imperfections before passengers register them. There's even a dedicated Maybach drive mode focused entirely on rear seat comfort. Where competitors chase sport dynamics, the Maybach prioritizes serenity. Ownership costs reflect its positioning. Starting prices in the United States typically begin around the mid-$170,000 range and can exceed $200,000 with customization. Depreciation trends show stronger retention than many high-performance SUVs, though not at the level of ultra-limited brands like Rolls-Royce. Maintenance costs align with upper-tier Mercedes models. Insurance remains consistent with six-figure vehicles. Fuel economy is modest, but again, efficiency is not the target demographic's primary concern. So who buys a Maybach GLS? Not the driver seeking aggressive cornering feedback. Not the minimalist chasing Scandinavian restraint. Not the early EV adopter. This SUV is built for executives who prefer to be driven. For entrepreneurs who measure time differently. For buyers who equate comfort with capability. It represents traditional luxury in an era obsessed with disruption. And perhaps that's its most compelling quality. While the industry experiments with radical design shifts and software-centric cabins, the Maybach GLS refines a formula that has defined prestige for decades. Space, silence, materials, and presence. It doesn't apologize for excess. Curates it. The Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600 may not be the future of luxury SUVs, but it might be one of the last vehicles that defines luxury the old way, through craftsmanship, comfort, and quiet authority. And for many buyers, that's not outdated. It's irreplaceable.